THV11 Plus, we're talking about this winter storm that's impacting so many out there tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Faith.
You know, I wouldn't miss it for the world. You know I love this stuff, talking about cold weather. How could I miss this?
I know you're lying now, Faith. You take a look out behind you here. This is a live shot on 6:30.
Yeah.
We have some traffic out there. It's been sleeting very hard here in the capital city. And as you'll see in just a few moments, other counties receiving quite a bit of sleet. That was one of the elements we were talking about. It would be freezing rain, and then it would be sleet, and a little snow.
Yeah, it looks a lot more than what we saw earlier when things just started. It does look like the snow is compacting a little bit. So it's surprising to see a lot of people are still out there, you know, out and about. So
yeah, and maybe even driving a little bit too fast.
I think so.
For weather conditions. The roads are going to be treacherous. Whatever we have is going to stick around for a couple of days. I know that the department crews will be out and they'll be scraping a lot of it off and getting it out of the way. But for the next few days, because temperatures will remain below freezing, even with sunshine, we're going to have to deal with those icy patches. Yeah. Are you ready for spring?
I am ready for spring, Tom. You know, but I will say it looks like I am matching.
You're matching our winter storm.
Winter weather alert over here.
You know, some media outlets name their winter storms. We could call this one Winter Storm Faith.
Winter Storm Faith. I think that works. Yeah, but I would like it to be warmer than what it is. I have my eye on the 70-degree temperatures that we were talking about.
We got a whole week for that. I'm looking forward to that too.
We're just gonna stick with our hot chocolate, you know.
Well, I've got some hot tea at the back.
Tom has tea. I got hot chocolate.
There was a little pot. We have those little K-cup pods left in the machine, and I looked and said, where did this come from? I like to have a little hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate is a favorite at THV11 in the break room. I just so happened to find out where they stash the hot chocolates at, and so I kind of grabbed a couple but it's because of the severe, weather, the winter weather alert. That's the only reason why I took the hot chocolate.
You're not going to drink hot chocolate in 70-degree days. Right?
Yeah, of course not. This was necessary. The hot chocolate was necessary. Right. Yeah. So.
You saw the shot outside for the RDOT camera that we have. Why don't we take a look in the garden, Roger, if you don't mind. Roger Gray joining us tonight. He's helping us navigate our way through this wintry weather. This is one of our camera shots outside showing the bricks, the blocks. There is some sleet out there, and it's about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, depending on where you are. We are expecting 1/2 inch to possibly upwards of 3 inches of sleet, and then at some point tonight it's going to transition to a little snow before it clears out. Winter storm warning remains in effect for the rest of tonight, early tomorrow. And like Faith mentioned, these counties, including Pulaski County in central Arkansas, under the warning, winter weather advisory. That just simply means that they're expecting wintry weather, but not as extreme as this part of the state. So with that in mind, we have a weather impact alert not only for today, but for the cold weather conditions that are going to last us for the rest of the week. So tonight, early Wednesday, expect a little bit of sleet to snow. Hazardous travel conditions are going to be likely really moving forward until we get above freezing. And again, in just a few minutes, I'll show you, we're not going to get above freezing for quite some time. But let's talk about what's been happening outside. We've got a myriad of colors here. The mosaic of radar. The blue is supposed to be snow. Yeah. But we may be seeing some embedded heavy areas of sleet along I-40. Between Little Rock and Memphis, and also along I-30. The snow is certainly in northwest Arkansas. The upper level support will swing through here tonight, and that'll bring a little bit of snow our way. What I have seen occur in the last hour is this line of heavy sleet that's been occurring from southwest Arkansas, from Pike County and Clark County, up the interstate through Saline County, Pulaski County. This is what it looks like when you try to figure out all the colors. The blue is the snow, and the magenta, and the orange, the wintry colors. But what I want to do is take you straight to just radar and our basic reflectivity. Those bright areas of yellow and orange, Faith, are where we're seeing some very heavy sleet. And it's accumulating quickly outside.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Sheridan, you're getting ready to get hit with some heavy sleet if you're not already seeing that. Southern Pulaski, southern Lonoke County, Prairie County, northern parts of Jefferson County. And that sleet that's going to be accruing at accumulating, accruing at about 1/2 inch to 1 inch an hour. But it's moving quickly. This is not going to be a system that's going to stick around long. So we get that out of the way onto the backside of it. We're expecting some snow.
Yeah, Tom, I was asking some of my friends in Pine Bluff, and they were saying, they're not seeing what we're seeing over here. Not yet. It's just looking like rain right now and probably like a little bit of sleet, but it looks like for the most part they kind of miss some of the snow that we tend to get like in the more centralized area. Yeah,
and a lot of that is because of the temperature profiles here at the surface and aloft. We were just right on the line, the freezing point here in central Arkansas. It was just to our north. So they picked up most of the sleet and snow earlier in the day. And now with the upper level system moving across the region tonight, it's just nothing more than a cold pocket of air aloft, and it's going to swing across the state, and everything that is liquid will turn to snow.
Yeah.
As the system gets out of the way. So they'll get a little bit down at Pine Bluff, maybe not as much as the rest of us. And I don't think they're under, I think they're under the winter weather advisory. I should have looked a little more intently there at that. But there you go. There's your radar loop, and we'll talk about how cold it's going to get here in just a few minutes. Now, being that you're not a big fan of the cold weather,
I'm not.
but you're not from here. You're not from the northern U.S. You
Yeah.
grew up in Florida.
In the South, in Florida,
yeah, of course. So you like the warm weather
I
conditions.
do, but you probably our viewers don't know, but I did spend some time in D.C. and New York. You wouldn't know it by the rate at which I complain about the cold weather, but I've seen my fair share of it.
Yeah.
And so this really isn't as bad in comparison to like what you see in New York and D.C. But yes, I am a warm weather lover, but I tend to say like I do prefer the fashion of the winter, and like the coats just are nice, like the fashion is much better in the winter. So,
all right, full disclosure,
there you go.
the boss bought pizzas for us tonight.
She did.
And Faith had this Eskimo-esque type of coat covering your head.
I did.
Walking over to Vino's to pick up our pizza tonight.
Anything for
Very
the weather
fashionable.
team, I trekked out there and got us some pizzas, like 6 or 7 pizzas, so our weather team can be fed and just have all the energy to be out here. I did that for you, Tom. Yes.
Well, actually, only 3 of those were for the station. I don't know who about the other 3.
Yeah, I hid.
You take somebody else's pizza?
Yes, I hid 2 pizzas in the refrigerator just so we wouldn't run out, and so people wouldn't get like 4 pizzas. But strategy.
I got you. Hoarding the hot chocolate pods and the pizza.
And snacks
great.
too. I steal snacks as well. Faith the snack stealer. So yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to want more hot chocolate. We talked about those cold
am.
temperatures. These are the temperatures currently in Arkansas. 17 in Fayetteville,
Jeez.
13 in Harrison, 15 Mountain Home. You factor the wind, it feels just above 0 up there. In Little Rock, we're down to 26. So whatever falls tonight is going to stick around. It's not going to go anywhere unless the Department of Transportation moves it out of the way, or your local and county officials move it out of the way for you. There's not a lot on the ground in Little Rock, but it doesn't take much to really mess up traffic. All it takes is just a little thin glaze of ice, and that can be the difference between you driving on the road one minute and in the ditch the next.
And Tom, you were telling me earlier when I was talking about my tires, full disclosure, I need a new full set of tires, and I've been putting it off, but with this weather, I need to stop putting it off. But you were saying even the best cars with the best tires sometimes can't get around, just this weather that we're seeing. And even, if you have good traction on your tires, you can still kind of find yourself in a not so good position because of what we're seeing in that sheet of ice you're talking about.
I mean, it's best to have an all-wheel drive vehicle or a four-wheel drive vehicle to get around to this stuff, but ice is the great equalizer. I've seen many vehicles, these big trucks that think they own the highway. Those are the first ones to go into the ditch. They go, I can drive on this. You just have to go low and slow. There will even be some folks that will tell you to deflate your tires somewhat for ice and snow, but then as soon as it's over with, you reinflate it to its normal position. But yeah, tires that are that have tread is good. Is a good thing, Faith. So you need tires with tread.
I know. I can't even tell you what number my tires are right now. I took it to the Mercedes dealership, and they said, "Yeah, girl, you're gonna need some new tires pretty soon." And I keep putting it off. But with what we're seeing with the last round of snow that we had and this, I'm like, sooner rather than later. Yeah.
It was this week. Back in 2021 that we had the largest snowfall in Arkansas history. It was a week and 2 giant snows. So it's funny to me that we fast forward 4 years later, same week. We're not dealing with the amounts of wintry precipitation, but we have wintry precipitation.
Yeah, I'm thankful that I missed that. I came in 2022, so I missed that. But yeah, it sounds like it was quite a bit.
So I mentioned that we're going to see a transition from sleet to snow, and that's going to take place sometime here. It's 8:09, sometime between now at about 10 o'clock. Already seeing some snow in northern Arkansas. This is by 9 o'clock, cold enough certainly to support it. So between 8 and 10 o'clock in central Arkansas, we'll see sleet change over to snow. I think we're going to keep snow around for a few hours. It'll bring us a dusting to maybe a half an inch in some places, maybe a little bit more in central Arkansas. Some of the other places that could pick up some heavier snowfall will be over northeast Arkansas. And then the system gets out of the way tomorrow morning. We'll have the morning show crew in tomorrow, bright and early, to update those road conditions, because there will be some folks that have to go to work tomorrow. Not expecting on seeing the sun on Wednesday. And so with that in mind, we're not going to see much thawing or melting at all, but some sunshine on Thursday will help to melt some of it off. But you got to be concerned with the refreezing effect for going forward for the rest of the week.
Now, Tom, I have a very important question.
Uh-oh.
I have a special friend, a boyfriend, whose birthday is on Thursday.
Oh, you want me to sing to him?
I will not want you to sing to him, but I do need to know, are dinner plans possible? Are we going to be able to make it out on Thursday?
Dinner plans are certainly possible. A lot of it's going to depend on, your major highways and interstates will probably be clear at 6:30 out here. Maybe even some roads in downtown Little Rock. It's those secondary roads, the side roads that buses need to travel on to pick up kids to take them to school. I'm going to say your chance of having a birthday dinner is about 70%.
Okay, we can work with that, because I can't cook, Tom. I can't cook, so we are relying heavily on the restaurants. Yeah, that's what we need. So that's good news. 70%, we can work with that.
And with that, let's go over once again the amounts that we're expecting haven't changed much. We're keeping it left alone. It's a good thing we're not up here.
Yes, very much so. I'm not feeling the purple.
No, the Barney purple, 6 to 12 inches of snow, 4 to 8. The second row of counties. You get into central Arkansas, it could be a trace upwards to 4 inches. Just depends on how much sleet you get, and also with the amount of snow that you could pick up. But let's say Stuttgart, Pine Bluff, Arkadelphia South, a trace to maybe an inch of snow if you're lucky with this system wrapping around. Our big thing tonight has been the sleet. We were expecting an inch to 2, maybe 3 inches in some places, and with that heavier band moving through central Arkansas, there might be a quick inch or 2 southeast of Little Rock tonight before things are said and done of sleet. All right, so a half inch to 3, that's what we're expecting. A trace amount on the other side of that, because they're expecting more snow north central Arkansas. And we started the day off with freezing rain. The Ouachita Mountains were expecting 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. I talked to Rowley earlier today in the meeting. I wanted to know what it was like driving in from Garland County. He drives in from Hot Springs, and he just said it was wet and rainy and about 32.
Yeah, it wasn't bad on my drive in as well. Like, I'm coming from the Bryant Alexander area, and it wasn't bad. We at like around 120, right before like 1:30, it was not bad. It had just started to come down, and then by the time we actually made it here at about 1:30, that's when we could feel like it was kind of turning into that sleet. It was like that hybrid a little bit.
You were going to have a little bit of that mixed with the rain, and then the bridges and the overpasses that aren't treated begin to freeze.
Yeah.
And so with that in mind, Roger, this is where we go to Storm Track 11, the computer there, to talk about road conditions in Arkansas, because they're certainly different tonight than they were earlier today. Faith, there's a lot of colors that would represent snow and ice on the map, and all of that is generally north of Little Rock, although we do have some slushy areas and some ice patchy areas. And the colder it gets tonight, it's just going to be a solid sheet of ice. Not picking a whole lot of that up toward the Hot Springs area. It's probably a good thing that Rowley is staying downtown tonight, but you're not going to be able to stay downtown. You have a puppy at home that you have to go and take care of.
His name is Cashy Washy, and he is a bad little Maltipoo. He's very good, but he's just rambunctious, and so we are not staying in the hotel with the rest of the crew. I'm going back and forth because I would hate for a pipe to burst or something like that, and I'm not with my dog baby, and he cannot stay in the hotel because he's very energetic and he barks a lot.
He's going to wonder where you are.
Yeah, so we are going back and forth, but thank goodness for photographers who are driving me back and forth, our photographer Bree and Danny, who are very, very good. But yeah, slow and steady wins the race, so we are going to go slow on our trek back home and just try to be as safe as possible.
Yeah, and it's not far, so that's also a good thing.
Yeah.
If you were like Rolly coming in from
I know.
Garland County, he doesn't seem to mind it at all. But he's a northerner.
Yeah.
You know, he's got experience, and the snow and the ice doesn't
Yeah.
bother old Rolly at all. He's a hockey fan.
I'm actually not a bad driver in the snow, just being in D.C., being in New York, even living in Maryland. So, you know, it's you go slow, and when it starts to do the wobble, you know, the car starts to do the wobble, you just stay in place and just go with it. So, yeah.
So you've been around drivers that handle it really on a yearly basis up in the Northeast, East Northeast, because they get a lot more of the snow and the ice than we do here in the South. So you're familiar with it.
I am.
Yeah. So that's your road conditions for tonight. Here, everything north of Little Rock getting more snow and ice that really will hamper your travel. So just be careful if you do have to get out and about. Your road forecast, this is what you want to know about because you have plans coming up. The interstates will probably be okay by Tuesday evening to Wednesday.
Oh, good.
Because they'll be clearing those off. Even the main highways like Highway 10 out west, they're going to be working on those. They're going to be dropping some sand and some salt, maybe even some of the beet juice.
Yeah.
That'll help to road off that wintry stuff. It's our side streets, our back roads, secondary roads. It's the road, like I've said, to me it's kind of backwards that they treat all of the big highways and interstates and then just leave the neighborhood roads for you to have to dig yourself out. Well, I can't come to work today because I can't get out of my driveway. I've heard a lot of that.
No, I am, you know, I've seen it firsthand. You know, the side streets are the worst. You know, not saying that they don't get to it, but those major, like you said, the major roadways is what they focus on. But those side streets, I mean, I've swerved, you know, a time or two because it's been so much snow and so much, you know, that they haven't been able to get out the way. So we're just hoping that people, you know, if you see that your side street is, you know, not looking very good, just don't even take the risk. You know, just stay home if you can.
I think it's a given. The school's going to be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thursday could be. You know, rest of the week could be out until we get everything thawing out around here.
Yeah. No. Meanwhile, we're here, you know, with our pizza
right.
and our hot chocolate.
She's hogging all the hot chocolate from everybody.
I'm going to give you a hot chocolate, Tom. You deserve it.
We have hot chocolates.
You deserve the hot chocolate, Tom.
All right, let's talk about those cold temperatures, Faith. I mentioned it's going to stay cold for the rest of the week. We could be looking at upwards of 90 to 100 hours below freezing for the rest of the week. That doesn't make you happy.
Just wonderful there, you know.
But you did mention one of the 3 P's, or actually 2, your pets and pipes.
Yes.
Don't forget to stream your faucets. This is very important because we're going to be in that dangerous category of temperature where if you don't stream your faucets, it's going to be a very expensive fix and repair. The water has a hard time freezing if it's moving. If water's good, and that's why plumbers will recommend you stream them. A little pencil lead thin stream will do wonders, and it's all of your sinks, your showers, your tubs.
See, that was my question, Tom. I had a girl question, and I was like, I don't know if I should ask this or if this is a known thing, but are you supposed to do all of them? Just one? You know,
all of them.
All of them. Okay,
all of them.
Got it. And that's what I did this morning. I was like, well, I'll just see what happens, but in a steady drip, a strong
a stream, just a small stream.
Yes.
And, like I said, I was concerned my water bill would escalate and really go up, and it went up about $20-25. I'll take it. It's better than a $30,000 repair that insurance may or may not cover these days.
Yeah.
So with cold air coming in, there is a cold weather advisory for Northwest Arkansas. It's actually an extreme cold warning. There used to be a wind chill warning, but now it's an extreme cold warning, and we have a cold advisory for the rest of the state. It's because when you factor in the temperatures and the wind chill values are going to be below zero, between 5 and 10 below zero in Northwest Arkansas. That's coming up through Thursday. That's not a good feel. Here are the low forecasts. Heading into tomorrow morning, wake up, it's going to be around 18 degrees here.
Oh, my goodness.
It'll be 7 in Harrison, but wait, it gets worse. This is Thursday morning, 0 to below. These are your actual temperatures, 0 to below zero.
These are actual temperatures, Tom.
We could be around 11 here in Little Rock in the metro. Hot Springs 11, Searcy 7.
Oh my goodness.
Extremely cold air in place. A lot of this is due in part to having snow on the ground.
Oh my goodness.
And with the skies clearing out, you get radiational cooling at its maximum. Any heat that builds up, which is not much, escapes up into space. This is Friday morning. Low forecast will be a little bit better. We will hover around 0 or above in northern Arkansas. And now let's talk about Saturday. It's going to feel like summer, 22 degrees for the morning low.
22 degrees.
That's a better feel.
It is better. It is better because that 11 degrees I almost passed out up here. You know, oh my goodness, 11. Oh.
Sunday, 28. We're going the right way.
That's better.
We'll be in the 50s for highs by Sunday. Now let's factor in. Okay, we're going to keep going here. Monday morning, 35. All right. So now I think we've got the wind chill forecast. This is where it gets really serious. This is where it's going to feel a lot colder. Tomorrow morning, below 0. Temperatures. It's Thursday morning with those cold air advisories in effect. Look at northern Arkansas, 20 below 0 feel up in Harrison, -5 here in Little Rock. That cold wind. This is one of those things where my grandmother would take something and roll it up and put it in front of the door to keep the draft from coming under the door.
Now, some people say, that doesn't work, but I'm a person who tries everything. I put some towels, by some windows and seal up anything that could possibly.
You got a crack, you cover it up, tape it up, keep it out.
You just got to try anything. Yeah.
Saturday morning, it gets much better. We won't have to worry as much about wind chills by Saturday morning. And here it is, 7-day outlook. A weather impact alert in effect from Wednesday through Friday for the cold weather conditions. Faith, I know you've got Tuesday.
We're focused on the Tuesday. That 70 degrees is just, look how beautiful that is. The 70-degree temperatures.
Oh, wait, come back. She was doing her meteorologist, Faith Woodard.
Look,
there you go.
70 degrees.
There you go.
67 and 70. We love that. See, the red needs to just go away. Like we're tired of that a little bit, and we're just wanting to see the Tuesday. We want to see the Tuesday. That's what we're focused on.
That's what she wants to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful on the roads out there tonight. With sleet continuing to fall, we'll see a transition to some snow. I think. Do we have a shot from the garden once again, Roger, just to take a look at it? If we could take just another quick shot. Yeah, it's covering up the garden out there. Probably about a quarter to just under a half an inch of sleet. We may see a trace to a half an inch of snow on top of that. Doesn't take much to mess up the roads here in Arkansas. Faith. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. Anything to bring some pizzazz and some razzle-dazzle to this cold weather that we're seeing, I'm all for it. So, yeah, this was great. And keeping people informed, because this is important. It is very cold, so we do want people to take it seriously. But you guys have just been doing a great job of keeping people updated.
Well, we try.
Yeah, you guys are doing great.
It's been a long month this week.
Yeah.
It certainly hasn't. We're only on Tuesday.
I know.
All right. Hey, we're going to see you back here tonight at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll see you.